I don't care, Oliver. We're just walking to the front of the area. Blah. So Tara's still not here. Brochure flipper. Fun size books. I'm not sure what else we're supposed to do here. Let's try going back to the train, and we'll try talking to the other two about the postcard, I guess. Gertrude, has Pendleton ever referred to himself as anything else at all? No, he guards his personal information as if absolutely anyone cares. Right, I see. Anyone. At all. You happen to notice this pen making its way back into the cup? I usually allow pens to mind their own business, Mr. Pickleboxer. Were you just drunk or blackout drunk? Well, I never. It would appear that you often, madam. Blah, 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 blah. We've already done this. How do we get Pendleton to come clean with us? Okay, so we just... I guess we just do the thing on it. Okay, so we did that. Do you think Pendleton penned this postcard and never got to send it out? Unclear, and the fact that the P becomes a T under black light only muddles the waters. Okay, now what? Yeah, we already did that. Let's finish time all the way. Since that is not going to happen, no. Let's carry on. We need 2 evidence items for ghosts, so they truly know. Yeah, we did all that. But now what? That's what I'm stuck on. What am I supposed to do now? Let's see if... Okay. Let's, hold on. Hold on. What am I supposed to do with this now that I have it? I don't understand what I'm supposed to do now. So Tara's not going to be here, right? No, she's not. Okay. What am I'm missing something to trigger the next. I did. I did do that, asshole game. Hold on. Leave all the pieces here. We just need to confirm their connection. So I have to have another look at the postcard of the sun compared to the photo. Yeah, I did that, you asshole game. I'm so annoyed that I had to do that. Hold on. Let's speak over there in private. Like, I did this. I did this already and it didn't do anything. I had to go to the conversation thing and have that trigger. That's very annoying. What are you thinking? Well, on the postcard, the letter P becomes the letter T, so that's neat. But also, that indicates that T is P, so combine that with a picture of a man who looks like Pendleton but is labeled as Thurston, and... Sorry, I forgot to breathe. And I think we can say for sure that Pendleton is an alias and his real name is Thurston. I would have to agree. How thoroughly suspect. This all begs the question. Who is the Thurston inside of Pendleton? Or wait, who is the Thurston behind Pendleton? I don't know how to frame this without it sounding adult. I'm going to quickly go back to the ghost tour to see if Tara's back. Or Tara's here. Does not look like it. Okay, so I guess we'll go confront Pendleton, Thurston, whatever the fuck his name is. And we'll see how this goes. Alright, come on, catch up, Oliver, catch up. So how did you do it? I cannot imagine you had a jellyfish handy? Jellyfish? Whatever are you talking about about this time? The hidden message on the postcard. Well, come on, how did you do it, Thurston? Vitamin B12 mixed with vinegar works the best, however, at the cost of a pungent smell. So instead you want tonic water. You can get your hands on it, specifically the quinine. That provides the bitter taste, does it not? Quite. So, Mr. Picklebender, you're a reasonable fellow. I'm more than a reasonable fellow. I don't even know, but, now look, listen. We were hired to shed light on what happened to this train. While all 3 passengers give reason to suspicions, only one is not who they say they are. I understand how it looks. I do. But please, my alias only serves to protect me, not to harm others. Not intentionally, anyway. No, not intentionally. The 3rd round of questioning is finished. I am ready to talk when you are. I'm ready to be heard. Story for Hope's tour is fleshing out nicely, I guess. Can't believe all those ghosts died. I need a good 3-hour performance window myself, but I'm sure she can get it down to 15 minutes. Speaking of, how about we stop the bleeding and decide who is responsible for the train wreck? I refuse to pin this on anyone without a magnifying glass. There's nothing to embiggen, Oliver. No. Come on, give it the ending it deserves. Well... Okay, look. Listen. Ding! I'll remove any ridiculous demands from my rider and make the call. After we go check in with Hope and see if Tara is here yet. Ah, nuts, I forgot about that. So, who did it? Becoming clear. Who do you want to start with? Name all of them all at once towards me. Thurston admitted that he penned the hidden message using quinine, and then he confirmed Pendleton as his alias. Now, if Rust's goons did catch up with him, it's fair to consider that they might have taken care of all 3 of them as to leave no witness. Okay, true, but that would make Thurston responsible for their deaths, which is great, but it doesn't give Hope what happened to the train. Good point. Okay, say this is the correct theory and that Pendle Thurston knows he is dead. 1, it would be quite a coincidence if a train breaks down during a murder, and they are not related. 2, if he knows he is dead, he knows what happened after his death and can tell us what really happened to the train itself. Okay, yeah, I'll buy that. Here is a gate I have been keeping. The brochure stated only 1 passenger had trauma to the head, and I see no visible injuries. Didn't say him and Gertbag have hats on? Maybe there's a gross bloated wound that never dried out in there. I'm afraid their hats are not coming off, and I would caution you to think very carefully about any future headwear you adorn. I missed my top hat. That good chance I would have died in it, too. Right. Everyone would think I'm like some stuffy old holiday ghost, but I'd be all rad and obnoxious. And I'll get a pair of those sunglasses that look like neon window blinds. Die in those, too. Oh, then I could do a rap for the intro, because whatever this was is a sitcom now, I decided. Camera hard cuts to you. You'll be standing behind me with your arms crossed and held high up your chest, looking all. Hold on. Okay, yeah, see, check it out. You quoted Finley as he was looking for a seat. That's when they must have entered the tunnel. Cannot believe you both brought this back to subject and took adequate notes. Thought I made it pretty ham-fistedly clear by now I do good jottings. I jot hard. Always have. Okay, you're saying that Finley's own recollection ends abruptly and without finality, as if he was suddenly knocked out. Finley has the head injury. It was either from his own intoxication or from the goons who were after Thurston, before or after killing the other 2 without evidence of doing so. Or maybe they just killed him in whichever manner fit the circumstance. Go on. Well, I don't know. If the goons knew how on guard he is, maybe the plan was to poison old Thirsty. Whatever their dubious plan was, maybe they didn't account for Finley walking in on them. And so in walks Finley, right? Oh boy. He is being just peak Finley, you know? Really hitting that stride, starting to believe he can be happy one day. That's when the goons, thinking goonily, quickly scan the room for something blunt, like the souvenir bust I'm taking home. Then bam, it's lights out for Porridge Boy. Next they turn to Bouchard, who appears to be passed out drunk, but they can't be too sure. So they grab a throw pillow and stuff the old bag out in her sleep. My word, man. Then the goons probably kept the throw pillow because, dude, come on. That retro green velvet? I know. And I did not see any lying around the train either. Good looking out, though. Okay, points received. Thurston is on the docket, and you are aware that we need some throw pillows. Yes, Gertrude, the wild card. As events deduce themselves down, it becomes easier to fill any gaps with the one most liquored up and least likely to take no for an answer. Especially one who happens to be prone to both ignoring caution and meddling with those in charge. Regardless, I cannot feel good about choosing a wild card for lack of another reason. Oh, she very much could be responsible. I do hope so. Okay, hear me out. She gets all liquored up to see the conductor. Or not, it doesn't matter. She comes back from somewhere or she never left the couch. Again, doesn't matter. She's drowning her sorrows because she is not happy with herself deep inside, or because the conductor shot her down. Does not matter. And it's just after that, where it doesn't matter, that it does. She's trying to find the horizon, so she opens the window for air. That's when a crew member cautions her about the tunnel. She slurs, the crew member leaves, probably hurt, emotionally. She blacks out, spilling her latest beverage on herself. The tunnel approaches, the window open, the passengers asleep. And the speed in which the smoke consumes the cabin is the opposite of the speed in which the crew rushed to their aid with. They all died a preventable death. The end. Shockingly reasonable. Okay then, Gertrude remains a prime suspect. Finley initially had me by surprise. First he admitted to the thievery, and then explained why he believes he did it. However, as I have thought on it, it makes sense. See, he reminds me a touch of you, and you always tell everyone everything. I overshare when I'm nervous. It does not serve me well. Well, all this to say, his openness has earned him my trust. But the me, in him, is clouding your judgment, and he is fibbing on you. Dagnabbit. Look, listen. If Finley caused the wreck, and he's like me, he didn't mean to kill everyone and himself. But, okay, fine, he remains on the table. Alright. We need to see that newspaper. But no, it doesn't bother to scare me. I always figured ghosts have about as much agency as a house cat. Or a light breeze. Exactly, paranormal activity always boils down to things are gently falling off tables. I was born gently falling off a table. Oliver, look who's here! Hey, I can't stay because I don't want to, but here's that newspaper! Thank you so much, Tara. Hey, who wants to do a little story time sesh? No? That's cool. I'll just read it myself then. No, good luck to both of you. Can't wait to hear about it. She's hot. Bye, Tara. Thanks, hon. Good night, Tara. Thank you. Alright. So... kind of feels like she took the room's energy with her. Not sure I remember what our dynamic was like without her here, and I'm panicking. Also, I think I said her name too much trying to show off that I remembered it. You did. Alright. The Elderberry Times! Trifle train wreck kills 4. On collision, Cherry kills is shrouded in mystery. Let's see here. Faulty watch to blame? Words, words, words. 6 minutes between life and death. Old words. Okay, here we go. Birdwell is honoring retiring conductor James Driftwood by assigning conductor in chief of the maiden voyage. Prior to departure, Driftwood ceremonies received a custom one-of-a-kind Walter Railroad grade pocket watch to commemorate his service. A showpiece from a very watchman, blah blah blah. Exceptional quality. Such an experienced conductor with the finest railroad grade watch, unknowingly off schedule by 6 minutes. Thing that is certain when Driftwood proceeded to the United States created by unknown light eastbound train. Decided by Matt Castleman after the site. It's been more likely played out like this. Driftwood pulls the brake lever and then deploys the sandbox. Train, aided by a steep incline, grinds to a halt. The engine, the tender, and first passenger, blah blah blah. Brake lever and maintains the engine at full power. Tunnel continues to drown in smoke, and as indicated by Driftwood's final resting position, he was with his last president engaged in reversing gear, passing out only inches away from succeeding. Driftwood's final actions were in vain. He managed to stop his engine and release the brake. Crashed into the NA-1. The impact was so minimal that you could say the two merely bumped into each other. Questions still remain at the time of reporting. Did James Driftwood heroically save dozens of lives? Did he cause himself and 3 others to lose theirs? Authorities are still searching for his close result. Pocket watch has not been recovered. There is sense of the conductor's experience. I've granted him the benefit of the doubt until his watch is found. Should we mention the eastbound train carrying only cargo is operating confirmation of the crew's well-being. The interior of the passenger car seems disproportionately bestrewed for such a minor impact. Blah blah blah. You actually have a really calm narrative voice. That was nice. Actually, you know what? We should have a quick word before wrapping this up. Watch this. Think one of these watches was the conductor's watch? Likely. We should compare the two so we can figure out which one, if either, was his. If you just pin this on anyone without a magnifying glass. When I get home and get my thinking cap. Trade it for bubblegum. I don't even like bubblegum. That's why I advised against it at the time. Oliver, please. Okay. I just feel bad sending them to ghost jail or people out. Let's head out to the train. Who did it? Becoming clear. Okay, I want to save before we go out there. Oh, you have to physically walk there. Okay. Okay. Why is it making us physically walk there? Meanwhile. Okay.